99 Rock the Key.
Around long enough to remember how to roll down the car window? That's classic. Classic hits. WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key.
Good morning to you. Now it's time for Hometown Novel Nights radio show. His friends and family know him as Mike Brown. However, he is also goes by the name of T.M. Brown, an award-winning local Southern author who's proud to call his home Coweta County. But this morning, Mike is here not to promote his Shiloh Mysteries novels, but as the founder of Hometown Novel Nights. From its humble beginnings last fall in Hogansville at Rogers Barbecue, Hometown Novel Nights recently added Noonan's own historic Carnegie Library as an alternate host of the monthly Hometown Novel Nights event. Last month, many caught the interview we had with Mike, and we learned a little about T.M. Brown, a local Southern author. But each month, Mike will be back with us to talk about what is the latest with Hometown Novel Nights and introduce the WQE audience to personalities that are making their mark through the power of books. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Brian. Thanks so much for allowing me this opportunity to share with you and the Rock the Key WQEE listeners each month about the comings and goings of this new expanding Hometown Novel Night program. Each month we're attempting to bring, and it's kind of the goal of the Hometown Novel Nights, is to bring local authors and local audiences south of Atlanta together down here. This is a great area here for inspiring some great writers of all shapes, forms, and kinds. In the audience is what makes the Hometown Novel Nights successful. It's not just the authors that show up, and obviously we've got some good ones, but it's the eager and book enthusiasts, those that are looking for the next homegrown best-selling author that comes out each month, as we've come to find. And not only in our Hogansville location at the Rogers Barbecue in Hogansville, but we also at the Carnegie. We were greatly pleased to see the phenomenal turnout there last month when we started there. So, listening tonight, this morning, I hope that the book enthusiasts in town are looking to see what is new with Hometown Novel Nights. Matter of fact, this past weekend, some of the listeners may have already participated in the Hardison Heritage Guild's Makers Day 2019 event that was held at the historic old train depot right here in Noonan. We had an opportunity to meet with a lot of folks and talk about not only just the books that are being published by authors here in the local area, but also to talk about the events and the new development of offering of Southern Fried Books. This town of Noonan, particularly in the downtown area, has been absent of a local bookstore, a local independent bookstore, for quite a long time. And I am pleased to announce, if you haven't seen it, you got to get over there to 29 Jackson Street and stop in at Southern Fried Books and see what's going on with Steve McConaughey and his staff there that are expanding their facility to provide the latest in bestsellers and local interest books for the reading community here in Noonan. I'd like to give a shout out to people like Angie Gallion and Sharon Harrington Howard, Kim Sullivan, and Scott Ludwig. They were with me this past weekend at that Makers Day, and we got a chance to interact with a lot of the folks that came talking with them. A lot of you know some of these people, but they're all homegrown. Scott Ludwig's got a weekly column with the Noonan Times-Herald, and he's a hoot to be around, and I love using that term because he likes to laugh about that one. Just about everyone we spoke to also was inquiring about this upcoming special event that's happening with Hometown Novel Nights. On July 18th, that's a week from this Thursday, at 6:30, our host for the Hometown Novel Nights is going to be Southern Fried Books. on 29 Jackson Street. And that's just a short 2 blocks off of the historic town square here. And we have 2 wonderful authors that are going to be here. They're nationally published authors. Mickey Dubrow, the American Judas novel, is making a lot of headway and making a lot of noise. There would be a lot of people interested in the storyline that's a little on the dystopian side of things, but it talks about what the future could hold if any one of the particular factions in our divided nation today took over, and how that would impact others. And he has a great perspective on that. And I'm not going to share a whole lot more than that and let Mickey do his own thing next Thursday night. We also have Roger Johns, who's already has his second novel out, which is his Wallace Mystery series. Is about a detective from Louisiana who gets embroiled in a lot of some really interesting thriller scenarios, and it would be a fantastic time to meet with Roger next week and learn all about his novels in that vein. We also are going to have the opportunity for Steve McConaughey, who's also my special guest this morning, to talk a little bit about his vision about Southern Fried Karma, Southern Fried Books, the multimedia facet of things that he's getting his fingers into, and I know he's being warmly received in the area by an awful lot of folks. So, I'd like to, at this point, just begin to introduce to you for just a few minutes Steve, who's not only a sponsor, and he's also a partner of Hometown Novel Nights. And we greatly appreciate all he's doing for us, but I also call him a good friend, and he's also a pretty damn good author, too. And I really appreciate that. So if you would, Steve, if you could share a little bit about yourself, your vision for the Southern Fried Enterprise that you've brought to Newnan.
Mike, thanks for having me this morning. I appreciate you calling me a good friend, but I did notice that you're wearing that orange and blue Gator colors. Y'all can't see that on the radio, but he's wearing Gator colors. I went to the Florida State University. So
he's got maroon and gold, so.
Yeah. So we got past that because we both have a passion for writing, a passion for authors and helping authors. So we started Southern Fried Karma in 2015, and we are a multimedia company. I describe myself as a real estate novelist. We're also book publishers. So SFK Press is in its 3rd year. We've got 10 titles coming out this year. We've got more coming out for 2020. Mickey is one of our authors. We're also film producers. We're executive producers in a film coming out. In fact, it was winner of the Audience Award at the Brooklyn Film Festival. It's called Above the Shadows. And when I tell people about that film, they kind of nod their head, and then I tell them Megan Fox is in it, and they go, "Oh, it must be a real movie." So yeah, that's coming out. It's called Above the Shadows. It's a really fascinating story. And then we have our bookstore, Southern Fried Books. And that really ties into the mission of Southern Fried Karma, and that is to tell a million tales of y'all means all. And we see Southern Fried Books as a vehicle for getting involved in the local writing community, bringing the community together, having conversations about what the South is and going to be and was, and entertaining ourselves. Right? Everybody loves a good story. So we're as Mike said, we're in our at 29 Jackson Street, 2 blocks off the courthouse square. We started last summer. Literally on the front porch of our office, and then we moved to the inside, and now we're in our 3rd iteration. We're expanding again, bringing in more titles, and something I'm really excited about is we're going to start in the fall. We are going to bring in some writing classes. I really want to help people find their voice, but we'll be talking more about that at Hometown Novel Nights on July 18th. We'll kind of give a little bit more of an introduction about what we're going to do in our writing classes. Is anybody interested in learning the craft and the business of writing? We'd love to talk about that. Mike, you mentioned we're going to have Roger Johns is going to be there. Roger's a really he's an award-winning mystery writer, and I've got a funny story I'm going to share about Roger's agent. That I'm going to hold that one out till the 18th, and
I know that one.
and I've got and then Mickey has got he grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and his faith journey it's really compelling. And then I'm just going to pull this one out here on you, Mike. We have a secret third author that's going to be there.
Awesome.
Yeah, her book came out this spring.
Okay.
And she is, but she'll be there as just a guest only. But the other thing, on Thursday night, July 18th at 6:30, we're also doing a little wine tasting, free sampling, and chocolate.
Excellent reasons to be out there.
Yeah. So yeah, please come by and see us. It's going to be a fun event, and we're looking to do more events like this. We'll be July 18th, but also, Mike, we're going to be at the August 8th event at the Noonan Carnegie Library, the historic, as you say.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that. I'm trying to hold Steve back from saying too much because we want Steve to have the opportunity on July 18th to really tell a lot more, and you get the opportunity to do a little show and tell because he's going to be surrounded by all of his shelves of books that'll be there along with all of these great authors that will have the opportunity to present a little bit about themselves, which is the formula of Hometown Novel Nights, to talk about their journey and to getting published and where what it's taken for them to get where they've got, to eventually getting a little bit of an insight on the books that they have written. So this is a great opportunity for the book enthusiasts in the Noonan area, Coweta County area, to come on out and visit with and see Southern Fried Books. I also am real thankful that Steve is sponsoring and partnering with Hometown Novel Nights because he's making it possible for us to do what we're doing at the Carnegie Library, because it's Southern Fried Books who shows up and allows for these authors to sell their books at the event. So you can come on out and listen to some great authors talking, whether it's at July 18th at the store or at the Carnegie on August 8th, which begins, both of the events start at 6:30, and you get to meet some different authors. August 8th, we just as a little preview, we've got 3 local regional authors that will be coming, and that the first one is Angie Gallion. She is from the local area. She has got 5 books out. She's got a series that a lot of folks know of her story, the Toxic series, and she's got a new one on the edge that's recently come out as well. And then we've also got a celebrity columnist from the Noonan Times-Herald that'll be with us, who also has a book out, and this is Toby Nix. So we're looking forward to seeing, Toby Nix with us and hearing the lighter side of Toby Nix being there as well. And then we are honored to have Paul Sonor being there. He's coming up from Barnesville. He's moved to Barnesville a long time ago, but he's been in L.A., he's been in Florida. This is a person that's been involved in screenwriting for the movie and TV industry. He's also been a movie producer, but he's also an author of multiple books, very much into the thriller category. And I'm really pleased that he will be here. He's an award-winning national author that will present, his experience to us as well. On our next show, Ryan, if I believe we're trying to set this up, so we'll be meeting typically every second Tuesday of the month, correct, except for August, because our August 8th event is happening so fast that we're going to do the first Tuesday in August next month to have a repeat of this show. So, because I want to have the opportunity to give one quick shout out before we have the Carnegie event on August 8th.
Well, for those of you who would like to find out more about the future schedules of Hometown Novel Night events, visit Hometown Novel Nights at Hometown Novel Nights on Facebook, or visit Mike's webpage at tmbrownsauthor.com. And there's also a page dedicated to Hometown Novel Nights there as well. You can also visit at Southern Fried Books on Facebook, or better yet, stop in, visit their store at 29 Jackson Street in downtown Noonan.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Appreciate being here, and thank you, Steve, for being a part.
Thanks, Mike, for having me.